can't
I'd like to
control that
call
at the moment.
this meeting to order. Thank you for coming. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Cicchini is not here. Mrs. Jelly is not here. Mr. Gassion is not here. Mrs. Morocco? Here. Mrs. Simmons is not here. Mrs. Space? Here. Mrs. Malone? Here. Mrs. Elbari? Here. Mrs. Tortorella?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Sussex-Wantage Regional School District Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having a date, time, and place thereof posted in the school building and notice of said meeting sent to the New Jersey Herald and the Star Ledger.
The Sussex-Wantage Regional School District is a responsive, caring, child-centered community. Our mission is to educate each individual to become a confident, lifelong learner and productive, responsible citizen by providing challenging opportunities in a safe environment through a partnership of families, schools, and communities.
Thank you, Mrs. Space. At this time, we'll move on to the report of the Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you. Due to the short duration between the two meetings, I don't have a huge amount to report on. I do want to thank everybody who was involved in planning and volunteering for our Read Across America celebrations. At our schools, we had a lot of guest speakers, and the Fire Chief Space was there, Commissioner Space was there. So it was a great event. There was a lot of Facebook posts about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gall. At this time, we'll move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district. Are there any public comments tonight? Seeing none, we will move on to the Board Secretary certification, please.
Pursuant to NJAC 6A 23A-16.10C3, I certify that as of February 28, 2025, no line item account has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of NJAC 6A 23A-16.10A.
Thank you, Mrs. Riker. We will move on to the approval of board minutes for February 27th, 2025, regular and executive session. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Deli?
Abstaining.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Abstain.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Elbari?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Minutes are approved.
Thank you. At this time, we will move on to, we do not need executive session, so we're gonna move on to the presentation of agenda items, please.
Thank you. Under personnel, I'd like to move items 1 through 9.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Elbari?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Abstaining from number 6, Stephanie Short, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under policy, I'd like to move item number 1.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Elbari?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 6.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Elbari?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under special services, I'd like to move items 1 through 8.
Can I get a motion, please?
I'll motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Elbari?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Space?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under curriculum, I'd like to move item number 1.
Can I get a motion, please?
I'll motion.
Thank you, can I get a second? Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Bates?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Referring to the addendum under personnel, I'd like to move items 1 through 7.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, can I get a second? Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco? Yes. Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Bates?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Abstaining from number 7, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 6, noting that the tentative budget represents a 4.4% tax levy increase.
Thank you, can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Bates?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under special services, I'd like to move items 1 through 3.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, can I get a second? I'll second. Thank you, any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Bates?
Yes.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And under curriculum, I'd like to move item number 1.
Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. O'Barry?
Yes.
Mrs. Deli?
Yes.
Mrs. Morocco?
Yes.
Mrs. Bates?
Yes. Oh, sorry, abstain.
Mrs. Malone?
Yes.
Mrs. Tortorella?
Yes.
Motion carries.
At this time, we'll move on to unfinished business. Does the board have any unfinished businesses they would like to discuss tonight? Seeing none, does the board have any new business that they would like to discuss? Seeing none, at this time, we'll move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district. Are there any public comments? Alright, seeing none, we do not need to go into executive session, so we will move on to adjournment. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I'll motion.
Thank you, can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any no? Alright guys, thank you for coming, have a great night.